So good evening. So Ankur, the way I spend my weekdays is in the evening part is from 9:15 I do a training program which is NLP in action. Right now that is my premium program and which has a Monday to Friday session for 45 minutes to about an hour and followed by a Sunday get together weekly review at 8:15 a.m. in the morning again for 45 minutes. And now that I have become a ABB NLP certified master practitioner in NLP, so I am redesigning the whole program, revamping the whole program. And the way this program is, I'm designing now is that from day one, what we will be doing is we will be setting up a goal that we are going to uh, accomplish in 8 weeks. This is an 8 week program. It's a 40 session plus 8 weekends. It's
How
total
much are you
40.
charging for this whole program?
This batch 3 will be 7,500. So, and the way this program is being designed is the way I'm designing it actually is there will be a complete clarity on a goal that you're going to set, and it should not be a simple goal. It has to be a big goal that we will be working together over a period of 8 weeks. So when we start the program, by the end of the program, you should be in a position to achieve it. So we have to have complete clarity on goal setting. That goal setting has to be so clear, so profound that you know that whatever it takes, I'm going to achieve it. It has to be do with something where you are absolutely clear that if I don't achieve that goal, it's going to give me a message that what I'm capable of, what I'm on this earth for as a human being. So you'll get a complete clarity on that. Right now, what I do in this program, we start with a life purpose. So, and you can set a goal that's your own choice, but there is no commitment to achieve it. Now, how we will be doing this entire workshop is that you will actually achieving that goal, and there will be particular number of hours that you have to commit for the entire program, the live program, so which is 45 minutes into 48 sessions. Because what's going to happen that at the end of the program, as you achieve that goal, I'm going to certify you, because now there is importance and value of the certificate which I'm going to sign, and that you can use in all your commercial or corporate activities for your service records and all that. You can actually present it that yes. So the way this program is designed, that even if you do not know about anything about NLP, you can still work in this project. However, there's an option to do NLP course as well. You can get certificate as well. Right now, the way it is being designed, that my mentors, they are offering free training on NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. It's a 5 week session, it's 5 weekend basically, 30 hours. And they're offering a certificate also. So you can certify yourself as an NLP practitioner. And on top of that, this certificate is going to give you an edge.
Sir, I
Definitely.
think you can start the class. There are a lot of people joining now.
Yeah, so it's okay. So it's all a Q&A session, and it's all face-to-face session. So the question you have asked, I'm replying to that question. That's perfectly all right. Yeah. So see, the whole way this Thursday evening is designed is basically that where I'm inviting in people and I'm asking them very clearly that are you the one who is curious to discover your hidden potentials, seeking clarity to address your confusions, and looking for ways to challenge your weaknesses? Now, if these three or one of these three match you, you are fit for these sessions. If not, then probably you may not get anything out of it. Now, I had a wonderful quote I received from somewhere. I don't remember where I got it from, but I just recalled it this evening before I joined the session tonight. Is that a person without a question is wasting his time. So if you do not have any question, you cannot get the answer. And if you have all the answers, you don't need anything. Now you need to demonstrate to yourself, yes, the answers that I know are the ones which work for me. So asking question is an art, and asking relevant question is a bigger art. Now, when you ask relevant questions, it is a combination of two factors. both your logical brain and your creative brain. Logically, you want to achieve something, and you are articulating it through your creative mind, creative brain, so that you get a complete clarity on what I want to achieve, and the clarities or the curiosity what I have, how I can address those curiosity, how I can address those clarity, and eventually achieve that goal. So it's not a game of asking the right question. Right question can be what is your name also. So it's not about right question. What is all about is the relevant questions. In neuro-linguistic programming, what we do, what we focus on. The good coaches, in fact, if we discover all the good coaches, they are very good at asking questions. They do not give you a suggestion. They won't give any advice. They won't give you any answer to the question that you have. Because in neuro-linguistic programming, the one of the beliefs of excellence says that you have all the resources you need to whatever you want to achieve in your life. You can only have an unresourceful state. That does not mean that you don't have access to those resources. So a good coach will only help his mentee or his coachee to get access to those resources. That's why what happens, like when somebody comes to you and you give an advice, people may not resonate with that advice. Many times they will be doing activities which has nothing to do as per the advice that you give. Now you might wonder that, okay, every time you come to me and ask, take my advice, you do not follow it. So what is the point? So it doesn't work for the other person, because when you are answering or you are giving any suggestion to the other person, you are connecting with all the resources that you have access to, and the other person may not have access to all the resources. So naturally, the other person is only using that much of the information which is coming to him and connecting it with the resources that he or she has, and based on that, he is taking a decision. So that person is not at fault. So if that person is coming to you for 10 times and 10 times you give some suggestion and advice, and if that person is not working on any of them, it is not his fault, neither your fault. It's all about that person is still at that unresourceful state. So as a good coach, your first responsibility, in fact, as a good human being also, your first responsibility is to help the other person getting connected to his or her own resources. And in neuro-linguistic programming, we have a wonderful concept called chunking. So chunking, it works in three ways. Number one, chunking up, like getting to the highest purpose. Like if you want to say that this is what I want and I'm not getting it, the first question will be coming to you: why do you want it, or what makes it important for you? What is so important about it that if you don't get it, it's not going to be fruitful for you? So whatever answer you give, the next question is why so, and why so. So there's a system called, if you ask 7 whys, you will reach the point which is the actual purpose that you want, why you want this thing now. 5 to 7 whys. Why so? Why so? Why so? Why so? Why is it so? Why is it so? What is important for you? What makes you think that this is important for you? What is so important about this? In neuro-linguistic program, we said do not ask any question with why. Replace why with what. What makes you think so? What makes you think this? What makes you think this way? So as you reach that higher point, that now you discover this is why you want it, then comes the chunking down part. Chunking down is all about what options do you have now.
Pinaki, 1 second. Actually, why should be replaced with how, right? Or does it depend upon the situation? Like why can be replaced with how and what?
How is about action. How comes at that point, when you are at a point now, you know that okay, this is the highest purpose what I want to achieve.
Okay.
Once you clear, now we are moving to the next step. The next step is getting the options. What other options do I have to achieve this?
Okay, got it.
That is the chunking down process. And as you find out the options, now you're evaluating each of the options, that why this is important for me, or what is the point if I work on this, what is the point if I work on this, what makes this opportunity better than the other one. So you are evaluating the different options. Based on the options, now you're selecting the ones which makes somewhat clarity to you, that if I follow this route, I will reach my destination. This is what about choices. So there are maybe 5 options. You are then given with 3 choices. Like probably you pick up three of them, which you think probably good or doable or at least followable. Now, as you select those 3 choices, eventually take one decision, and the one decision is the one which is followed by the action. So now you're taking a decision out of those 5 or 3 options, 3 choices, that which one is actually suitable for you right now. And as you decide, it is followed by action. Action results in feedback. And with that feedback, you can take it to the next level. So that is how the whole questioning thing works in neuro-linguistic programming. Chunking up, chunking down. Sometimes it is chunking sideways also. Sideways means and what else is possible. Let me give you an example. And if you have any question and you're stuck anywhere, I'll work with you as in a live way. So let us assume that all of you want to meet me. Let us take this as a case. That is, Pinaki, I want to meet you. How is that possible? Okay. Now, naturally, the question that will come first thing is that what is important for you to meet me? So you'll have some answer. Okay, let us come up with only one point right now, including all these options. One option is that how can I meet you? So let us focus on one question: how can I meet you? And we come to a point that okay, I am here in Delhi over this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So if you can take out your time and come over on Saturday or Sunday, then we can meet. चलो ये दोनों point हमारे पास अभी clarity आ गई. After all questioning, okay. Now comes the next set of questions. The next set of questions is that how can I reach you? Now physically. Okay. So why reaching me important is for you important? You discovered that okay, even the Zoom meeting is not working for me. I just want to meet you physically. Okay. So Zoom option is now removed. So I want to meet you physically. Good. So physical, when I want to meet you physically, what are the options I have? Now I have different options. I can travel to Delhi by flight. I can travel to Delhi by train. I can travel to Delhi by car. I can travel to Delhi by motorcycle, bike. I can travel to Delhi even walking. I can even travel to Delhi in a bus. So there are multiple options available with you. If you really want to meet me physically, for example, if you want to go and take a dip in Prayagraj now, the only option you have is to take a dip. You cannot do it virtually, right? You can only do it physically. So what are the options available for you? So now you take this option. Okay, these are different modes of transport which are available for. I'm not even talking about the accommodation part, just reaching part. Okay, so now different modes of transportation available. Now you are choosing. Okay, how much time you have, how much money you can invest. Can you take a flight? When you want to take the dip? Based on that, you choose one. So probably you chose that okay, the best way to go there is by flight. Now you discover that a flight tickets are 30,000. So now you're wondering, that is 60,000 worth it. So I will paying 30,000 one way, 30,000 on the other way. No, say you say no. I can still wait. I can still take my time. Okay, then you probably take a train. So these are the options now you're choosing. Now, as you have these multiple options, you chose only 2, 3, and then you decide which one is important for you. So you chose my flight is important for me because my time is important for me. My time is valuable for me, and I can also afford it. Because if I spend 60,000 on this trip, I can recover that money within a month, and it is doable for me. So instead of traveling in a train or in a bus, let me travel by flight. So you are choosing convenience, you are choosing time, you are choosing all those things. Based on all those parameters, you are making a choice. And once those two, three choices are there, now you are making a decision, taking a decision. The decision is, yes, I am going to take a flight. Now, when you're going to take a flight, again, you have options. Which flight, what time? Okay, you can choose the time. Based on your arrival, there will be certain activities needs to be done. So you choose the time. Based on that time, you choose the flight. As you choose the flight, you take a decision. Okay, this is the flight. Let me fly by this particular flight. Now again, it's a decision. Now you take action. So first you decided you want to take a flight. The action is now looking for the flight. So then now you're getting a feedback. The feedback is which flight you want to take, which flight you want to take. You take a feedback, and based on that feedback, you take another decision. That okay, let me zero in on this particular flight. This is for going, this is for coming. Okay. As you take the decision, now you book the flight. This is the action. While booking, now you have multiple options. That I can pay by credit card, I can pay by debit card, I can pay by net banking, I can pay by UPI. So multiple options are there. Now, as while you are buying the ticket, you discover that okay, if I buy it from Go IBO, I can get a discount of 1200 rupees on my ICICI Bank credit card. So now choose that okay, let me go ahead with my ICICI Bank credit card because I have one. Again, another decision. Now work on this decision. There is another feedback.
Pinaki, I
feedback-
think NLP is, I mean, even a normal person does take decisions the same way, right?
Exactly.
How this is beneficial to, like, because right now I have taken Merushka that certification. I'm getting lot of confusions actually.
It's okay.
Um, this ante normal person does this, right? Why do you add NLP to that?
Yeah. So the point is that you discover how you think, how you
Acha,
feel.
the algorithm, right? Got
Yeah.
it.
It's a
Yeah.
user manual of your brain.
Okay.
You discover how you get into clarity. You have already done it in the past, but you didn't notice this is how you do it. So
Okay,
the
that's
benefit that
called
you
as
get is
chunking down into, you're chunking bigger pieces into a smaller and the finer one. That's what you mean to
yeah,
say?
yeah. Chunking up is getting it to the highest purpose. That why do you want that in the first place? And chunking down is all about the options that I have available to achieve the same thing.
Got it.
So many times what happens that you do not see the other options. You always think that this is the only way to do it, and since this is not happening, I can't do it. So
Okay.
then, in the first place, you need to ask that why this is important for you. What makes it important for you to achieve this goal?
Is it something like chunking up is you're trying to get the clarity on your goals? Chunking
Exactly.
down is how to achieve that goal, right?
How to achieve that goal using other alternative options.
All right. Yeah, got it.
I want to buy a car, for example. Now, probably you have never purchased a car. You are buying a car for the first time. So the common statement is, I want to buy a car. The next question is, what will make a difference to if you buy a car? What is the purpose behind it? So you say, oh, I want convenience. What do you mean by convenience? Or like why convenience is important for you? Because even parking could be a challenge when you have a car, which is not there with you right now. Okay. Now, as you go up, probably at a point you discover that the whole thing is I want to ensure that I travel comfortably without any worry. That whenever I want to travel, I just get down, I take out my car and move. Now, probably this is the highest thing. Now we can also talk about the affordability. Are you willing to afford a car? How much it is going to cost you? Okay, even if I buy a second-hand car, it will cost me at least 3 to 4 lakh rupees, not less than that. Even if it is a 7 8 year old car, not less than that, which is in a good running condition. On top of that, you have to pay insurance also. On top of that, there is a fuel expenses also. On top of that, there is a maintenance also. फिर गाड़ी को somebody just brushed you, some bike or scooter or auto. Now you're not happy with that. So maybe adding up all these things. If you buy a car for 3 to 3.5 lakhs over a period of 1 year, probably you are spending another 1.5 lakhs. So you 5 lakh rupees you are putting in your car on the first year. You can ask yourself, is it worth it with all those additional headaches? How about if I choose to travel luxury? That I won't take a Uber Go, I will take a Uber Premier. I have the freedom to choose a car within that range. So it gives you a range that you just get any vehicle within this range. You do that. Now you discover that, okay, if I travel over a period of, say, in a period of 1 month, I travel, say, 15 times or 20 times, how much it's going to cost me? So you discover that, okay, if 20 times I travel and if average cost is 500, though it may not be that much, but the average cost, if it's 10,000 rupees. So over a period of 1 year, I'm spending 1,20,000 rupees. Whereas otherwise, I will be spending 1,50,000 rupees additionally if I buy a new car. On top of that, my entire money is blocked. However, I can use the same money to invest in the market and make more money. So why should I travel? Why just to commute comfortably? Why should I buy a car? Whole concept changed. You want convenience? Now focusing on your convenience only. Which one is most convenient? Getting a chauffeur-driven car. That too, his own car, not your car. You're getting my point. This is what neuro-linguistic programming is all about, to getting to the higher purpose and what alternate options I have.
Got it.
Now you can choose. Despite all this, you can choose, nahi bhai, mujhe to gaadi kharidna hi hai. Now imagine you are buying that 3.5 lakh car. I'm talking about the cheapest car, which is in a good running working condition and not a new car. You're probably buying a car from Spinny. If you buy a new car, that may cost you, say, 5 lakh, 5.5 lakh, maybe 6 lakhs. उसके साथ आप एंसिलरीज जोड़ोगे, एक्सेसरीज जोड़ोगे, ये भी चाहिए, वो भी चाहिए, है ना? So the question, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? That is the question that at the end you need to answer.
Okay, first you are working on the clarity of thinking and then you are chunking down to take what all the actions we are supposed to take to achieve that particular goal, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Working out all the options that I have.
Yeah. I think for these all things, we need to really jot down, I guess. Right? It can't be done orally also, no? Like, you'll get
It's
so
your
many
choice.
options in the mind, no?
It's your
Pinaki.
choice. What are the options I gave you? Did I note it down anywhere?
Okay.
I
Because
just
this is
use
just a
common
simple
sense.
task, right?
Yeah, I will just use common sense. So it's your choice whether you want to write it down or whether you want to just keep it in your thoughts. Like I can, if I ask you from a NLP practitioner point of view or a master
Mhm.
practitioner point of view, I would ask you that what makes you think so that writing down is a better option rather than keeping it in mind in this particular case.
Maybe my focus is less, something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. So did you notice that you have a different answer for it? I have a different answer for it. Now, if I suggest you that it is better to use common sense and do it, think
Mm-hmm.
and continue thinking and work on it, it may not work for you.
Okay.
अब मुझे क्या लगेगा, देखो मैंने तो उसको एडवाइस दिया, उसने माना ही नहीं मेरी बात, वो तो वही अपना पेन कलम और
Mm-hmm.
पेपर लेके बैठ गई,
Mm-hmm.
तो क्या फायदा उसको एडवाइस देने का?
Yeah, at the same time, we can involve all the senses when you do that jotting thing.
Absolutely. For
Okay.
you need that resource so that you feel comfortable.
Yes.
इसीलिए एडवाइस काम नहीं करता.
It does. Like, yeah.
So never advise. उसको सवाल पूछो, तुम्हें क्यों लगता है कि ये तुम्हारे लिए कंफर्टेबल है? So you said that yes, if I note it down, I feel comfortable. I can see the options in front of my eyes. I say, yeah, absolutely right. Even I also do it sometimes. तो मैंने आपको सपोर्ट कर दिया, दो शायद मैं करता ही नहीं, लेकिन मैंने आपको सपोर्ट कर दिया. And you felt comfortable. Now you are connecting to another resource. That resource is that this is the best way to do things. If he is also doing it and I am also doing it, that I am on the right track. Now you are not questioning me. Do you do it every time? And because I help you to correct you to your own resources. Naturally, you are not asking me now. And I can ask what else you can do. What kind of notebook you want to keep with yourself, or normally you keep with yourself. Do you just take a piece of paper and write it down, or there's a diary, or there's a journal? How to do it?
So
How do you
so the
do it?
point is, when you are explaining it to them, they should be ready with questions, and they should have their own available resources through which they could answer you back. I mean, they could have answer for themselves.
Exactly.
So
And if they don't have the questions, then you help them discover those questions.
yeah, but the questions has to be associated, or it has to be roundabout the resources what they have.
See what happens that you whatever questions you always ask, you are already connected to those resources. At least you know it exists. Because you cannot ask question about anything which does not exist, which you haven't even heard about ever. For example, if you have never heard about something called moon, can you ask the question on moon? Now, why I'm saying so? Now, the moon is also called Chand in English, in Hindi. Now, this person, you are explaining something to this person. Bato, probably you are talking to that person in Hindi only, but you said, the moon travels around the earth. Anything which travels around a planet is called satellite. Now, probably he has never heard these words. तो वो बोलेगा यार मैं तो सिर्फ जानता सिर्फ चांद ही घूमता रहता है पृथ्वी के चारों तरफ what this guy is talking about, what is this moon and what in this. So now he can ask what do you mean by that, because for the first time he heard this word. Now he is resourceful about this new word. That's how children learn. Every time they come across a new word, they will ask you, what does this mean, what is it all about. In fact, every word that you and I learned is backed by a story. It started with a story. Something happened in your life, some event, and then a similar event continued happening many more times, and eventually you confirm that this is the meaning of it. That's it. That's the way I learned all the meanings. And this is what happens. This is the funny thing which happens, like you have a definition of problem which may not match the definition of problem with the other person. In fact, it never matches, because you discovered the meaning of problem in a certain way through some event in your life.
Yeah, different people would have different perception according to the age, the class, the thought process. Hmm.
And now
True.
what happens? Say you come and tell me, Pinaki, there's a problem. Now you are explaining your problem. Now it is not fitting my definition.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, what is the problem? Now this created a third problem.
Hmm.
So how about not using the word problem in your communication? Say the same thing without using the word problem. So if there is no problem, you don't need a solution. So it could be a challenge, it could be an issue, it could be a concern, it could be something like that. It could be something, but it's not a problem. As long as it is not a problem, you don't need a solution. You can need other things to resolve that issue. If it's an issue, you need to resolve it. There is no solution for an issue. There is a solution for a concern. Concern can be addressed. And the best way to address any problem, and let anybody come with any problem, the best way to address is ask them what is the opportunity we have here. हमारे लिए इसमें opportunity क्या है बताओ. Best way. In fact, in any corporate environment, the best way to address a problem is to ask the other person, what is the opportunity we have here. क्योंकि अगर हमारे लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है तो किसी और के लिए है, तो वो हमें मार के चला जाएगा, हमें पता भी नहीं चलेगा. So for example, like if I do not have a technology to design a digital camera, so what is going to happen to me if I'm in a film camera business? Because digital camera is coming up. Since Kodak didn't have a solution, because they were only looking for a problem, they didn't discover it as an opportunity. So this is a right opportunity, let me change. Same with Nokia. They failed to enter the smartphone industry at the right time. They got plenty of time to do that. They couldn't get into that. However, their phones were the best phone in the world at some time, even right now. But Nokia diversified. What they did, they said, "चलो phone हम बना नहीं सकते, हम network के ऊपर ध्यान देते हैं." So now they are very good at networking. And all these phone companies, they use their networks. Siemens, they use their networks. So you may be designing mobile phone, you may be designing mobile technology, you may be getting into mobile business, but you need Nokia, Siemens to set up your network. Getting? Getting some sense? So that's why connecting to the resources is very, very important. So when a person is coming with a problem, he is unable to connect to his own resources. So the best thing that you can do is ask him questions using which that person can get in touch with his own resources. It's as simple as that. Simple. Let us take a simple kitchen experience. So all of a sudden you discover there is no salt around. But you need salt, right, to cook. Already the preparation is in progress. What are the options you have? Now you discovered that this is what I need. I need the salt. Why salt is required? Let us ask some quick questions. Why salt is required? Because we need it to add to the taste. Why adding to the taste is important? So you get all these questions and eventually come to the point the food has to be delicious. Otherwise, nobody will like it. Okay, now what are the options you have? How can you get salt? Okay, what are the options available? First option, ask your neighbor. क्योंकि अभी तो थोड़ा सा ही लगेगा. Go to your neighbor. अभी के लिए संभाल लो. That could be one option. There could be many other options. Zepto में ऑर्डर कर दो 10 मिनट में आ जाएगा. तो 10 मिनट तक अगर तुम खाना रुक सकता है तो रोको. Order it on Zepto. Or go downstairs. Go to the shop, get it. Or call that shopkeeper if they have a home delivery system. So you have so many options, right? Now you need to choose the one or two where you need to take a decision. Now, if this cooking thing cannot wait, you cannot hold it for next 10 minutes, the best way to do it, the best way to resolve the current crisis is to knock on the neighbor's door. उसके कई सारे benefits भी हैं. You know, like you develop a new relationship with that neighbor. You at least get an opportunity to talk to the neighbor face to face. You can reinforce that relationship. All neighbors love to build a relationship on salt. And it doesn't cost much. तो खुशी खुशी दे देगा, उसको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कितने पैसे का नमक दिया. So after effects, now you discover, oh, and what else is possible, and what else is possible. Job is done. Probably the best thing you can do, going ahead one more step, after preparing that dish, put it in a small bowl. बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं, just small little one. As an expression of gratitude. Then connect to that person again. बोले ये मैंने बना था, आप खा के देखो कैसा लगा. कितना कुछ possible है if there is no salt in your kitchen. Instead of worrying about it. This is where NLP comes in rescue. Asking the relevant question, not the right ones. And if you become a masterpiece in asking relevant question, your job is done. You can help others also get connected to their own resources. ये भी possible है as an outcome. है ना? Cool. Let's take a snapshot. Can everyone come on camera for a minute? In NLP, we call this break state. It's just leaving the subconscious with this new thought. Let the subconscious think about this new information. Okay, so can I expect everyone on camera? If not, it's okay, it's still there. All right, so here we go. Hi Manish, hi Sumit.
Hi.
Cool. So let's look at the camera, keep our eyes wide open, and let's count 1, 2, 3 together and freeze at 3 for a few seconds. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely awesome. Cool. So let me ask my favorite question. With this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself now? Yeah, go ahead. This is a brainstorming session. So I have stormed my brain. Now you also storm your brains. Come up with your thoughts, your views. With all this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself now? With this one question, I have helped many people to avoid conflicts in their personal and professional life. I say that whenever somebody is saying something to you which you are not liking about yourself, the best way to handle that situation is keep quiet and ask yourself that with this new information which is coming to me, the new awareness which is coming to me about myself, with this new awareness, what do I see possible for myself now? Don't argue, don't get into any argument, don't challenge the other person. Let that person say whatever that person wants to say. Unless he or she asks you to say something, you don't say anything. Just listening, keep on listening, but listen with full attention so that you don't miss out on whatever the other person is saying. Complete active listening without adding any meaning. है ना, मन को पूरा शांत करके अगला बंदा जो बोल रहा है सुनते जाओ. And if that person insists you to come back, just tell that person, okay, thank you so much, I'll come back to you on this, but do not say anything at that point of time. नहीं तो क्या होगा, आपने जो भी सुना ना उसका 80% आप भूल जाओगे if you start talking about or sharing your point. So if you can avoid that situation in a conflict or in an argument, just avoid it. जितना सुनना है सुन लो और वहां से निकल जाओ. बोलो I will come back to you on this. Bye. Say bye within an hour, within tomorrow. You can maximum add that to that statement. That's it. The best thing is, okay, I will come back to you on this. And then you leave that space. Get into the break state as we got into this break state. And ask yourself that with all this new awareness which just came to me over last 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes during that argument. It wasn't an argument because you said nothing, right? It was only one-way communication. The other person kept on saying. What you can also do, you can insist that person to say some more. So you can say, and what else? AWE. And what else? और क्या बोलना चाहते हो मेरे बारे में बोलो. और क्या बोलना चाहते हो? What else you want to say? Is there anything else which you are missing out? So you take that entire information and ask yourself with all this new information, new awareness. It's a new awareness, right? It was not there with you. It was not in your resources. So these new resources were added to your own resources. So with all these new resources, what do I see possible for myself now? Ask yourself. And whatever you see possible for yourself, just take a note of them before going back to that person. And I'm telling you, you will be in a far more strong, equipped position when you get back to the person. You can even do a quick calculation of your balance sheet, assets and liabilities out of that conversation, the pros and cons. Make sure your balance sheet is ready, then you go and present it. You can do this. Again, if the person talks about other things, finds out more faults, accept, acknowledge that person, but do not uh, rebound immediately, reciprocate immediately. And that you can have more control on yourself. The more control you have on yourself, you can have control on others also. Yeah, as simple as that. So in every conversation, you get an opportunity to connect with more resources. So the more you are connected to more resources, the more you are in a position to take better, powerful decisions that make more sense and likely to give you better results than earlier expected. Don't you think so? Cool. 38. So we are almost 40 minutes in this session. 5 more minutes. Let's have some conversation. Let's have some feedback from you people. With this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself? So who would like to share? Manish?
Actually, I was driving, just reached home, Pinaki.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sumit? Ankur? Right. I don't think you have anything to share. But if you want to share anything, and share in the group also, whatever you discover for yourself. But what is most important is that you better ask yourself this question. Because that is the most important question of your life. That with all this new information, new awareness, what do I see possible for myself now? And you answer this question before going to bed tonight. It's crucial. Because what happens when you go to bed tonight with all these questions? You leave all these questions to your subconscious mind at the alpha state, at the alpha frequency level. And alpha frequency level is the level when you manifest things in your life. All manifestations, they happen in the alpha state. So leave your subconscious with all these new thoughts, new awareness, and then you see what shows up when you get up in the morning tomorrow. But do it with full conscious awareness. Then only you can discover the magic which is happening. The results will show up anyway. But if it happens within your full conscious awareness, it will be amazing for you. All right, we have 4 more minutes. Anybody to share anything, or else let's close the session? Cool, no response. All right, so just stay in the vibration of this conversation. I know a lot of new things you are encountering right now. Just stay in the vibration, okay? And enjoy the rest of the evening. Yeah, should we close the session, or Manish, you want to add?
Yeah. What you said, Pinaki?
I'm asking, should we close the session, or you want to add anything to this?
Not today, I think. Next time,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. So good night then.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah. Bye. Good night.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Good night.